Hi, my name is Lindsay Zachman, and this is Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023. This is my channel about cross stitch, and this is Flosstube episode number 6. Welcome back. If you have been with me before in the past 6 videos, I thank you for returning, and if you're new and just meeting me and finding me in my little channel here, welcome. I am a military spouse to someone in the Coast Guard and a mom to 3 daughters, ages 13, 18, and 23. I'm originally from the state of New York, but have lived in the South much longer than I did in growing up when I was younger in the North, and then we lived for a while in the North after I got married. But I really love living in the South. It's nice to visit the North, but I like the South other than this really hot humidity that we've had for a while in South Alabama, but I'm ready for fall. I am. And looking through my patterns that I've had and accumulated in my stash, I really like fall, obviously, because I have a lot of fall patterns. It's funny to see. I've kind of sorted them out. I had been keeping my patterns inside of a big 3-ring binder in plastic sheet protectors, but I'll have to share a picture. I got these, well, they were my mom's little plastic holders, almost like a magazine holder, I think is what they used to be called anyway. And I'm sorting the patterns out by a theme. So some of them are fall, some of them are Christmas and winter in one, some of them are what I call my Sabbath pieces. So I've got them split out, and it was just funny to see which little section had more designs, which one I was into a little bit more. So that was interesting. So yeah, I've been homeschooling for the past 5 years, but life is slowly transitioning out of that now. Our youngest is into a private school, and this is about her 3rd full week, and she seems to be doing fairly well there. She's really enjoying it, making a lot of friends, but she is very exhausted by the end of the night, and especially by the end of the week. She can barely stay awake come Friday evening, let alone take her horse riding lesson. But because of how hot it's been, we haven't really had much chance to do that because it's been too dangerously hot for both the horse and her. So anyway, before homeschooling, I had an Etsy shop where it was called, my shop was called Happy Monogram Market. I still have a Facebook page where you can go back and look, but I don't do that anymore. It was machine applique and embroidery, things of that nature. So I had a lot of fun with that. Craft and hobby and turned into a business from about the time Delaney was a newborn or a baby into when she went into preschool is when I opened my Etsy shop. And then when I started homeschooling about 5 years ago, I just couldn't handle all of it. So something had to go to the wayside, and that was what happened. But I had good memories, and I still have my embroidery machine. I don't see myself getting rid of it, at least not in the near future. And yeah, so that's just a little bit of history about me. And let's jump into my Flosstube. So let's see, I'm going to start with a previous finish. It's not fully finished, but this is Be Thankful by Country Cottage Needleworks on 14 count Ada, vintage country mocha, I believe, and the called for DMC. So this is beautiful. I'm not sure if I'll turn it into a pillow or a flat finish, or probably won't have it framed, but I might try to frame it. I'm not sure. But I do need to get this done because I finished this last year. So I'd like to fully finish that in the near future. And now I'm going to go into my WIPS. I'm going to have a couple of finishes that I'm going to save for the end. So I've shown this before, but this is Welcome Home by Stitching with the Housewives, Priscilla and Chelsea. This is the summer version. And I'll show you what I have been doing. I got the flowers done on the side, and I need to do the other side now. But this is black 14 count Ada with the called for DMC. Just need to do the flowers and the grass over here, and it will be finished. And they thankfully called my name as a winner of the Welcome Home Autumn pattern, so I hope to receive that in the mail in the near future. So that'd be cool to get that one started. Okay, my next WIP is from the Plum Street samplers called This I Know, which I consider this one of my Sabbath stitches. So on Sundays I would go to church in the Sunday morning with my family, and then have plans of resting and hanging out around the house, lately especially because of the heat, and have a Sabbath stitch, something to do with my faith. So this is using the called for DMC and a couple specialty flosses. And then if you have to read the back of the chart very carefully, there's several DMC that have to be coffee dyed. So make sure you read that if you plan on doing this piece. So I had to do some frogging, which in the cross stitch world means pulling out your mistakes. I'm not sure, I haven't fully figured it out yet because I got frustrated and put it down. But I pulled out, hold on. So I undid the line of the house that was here and up into here, because as I was going across, I got to where the border was and I didn't have enough space for my full last stitch. It was like only half of the space available, and I'm like, okay, I've done something wrong. So I need to figure that out, but I plan to get back to it. It's just when I get frustrated with something and I'm starting to lose my patience, I'd rather put it down for a while and just take a break and come back to it when I'm rested. And it's almost like you can see things better anyway when you do that. So I'll probably be able to figure it out at a later time much easier because I've let it rest for a while. Which I've learned that along the way with crafts in general. When I was learning to sew, when I was learning to machine applique and embroider, I would hit a point where I was learning and I would hit a snag or something would happen, and if you keep pushing through, it's kind of like in life, if you keep pushing and forcing it to happen, chances are you're going to lose your temper or your patience, or you're going to say a few words that you don't want to say. And so this is something I always tell my girls, you know, it's better off to just take a little break, decompress, and come back to it with a fresh mind, and you'll be able to see it better, probably. So my next WIP is from Country Cottage Needleworks. I'm working on the Glitter House Village, and this is Glitter House number 2, little pink house. It's very cute, and I'm doing this all on one piece of 28 count mushroom lugana with the called for DMC. That's my thread, and I am using the Nerge number 2 hoop. And I am really enjoying these, which, like, it's making me want to stitch in the hoop more and more. Most of this time I've been an in-hand stitcher, but now I'm finding that, well, honestly, before I was an in-hand stitcher, and still am, but it was because I could get things done so quickly, because I just want it in my house. But I am enjoying the stitching part more and more, and when I use the hoop, the stitches are a little bit neater. So you learn as you go, and I may be using the hoop a lot more. So this is what I have right now. So the second house, I just have to do some trees on both sides of the house, and a couple more of these little, I think they're supposed to represent snow on the bottom there, but hold on. Overall, I love it. It's not cooperating. But as you can see, I did not go back and do the straight line stitching on that tree yet, which I need to set aside a time where I can go in and patiently try to do that, because that's what the pattern calls for. So, yep, that's my glitter village, and I'm really loving that, and it's beautiful, and I like working with the Nerge hoops, like I said before. So 28 count light taupe. That's what it is, light taupe Lugana. Okay, and then last but not least, whoops, I need that board one more time. Excuse me. I have a finish here. This is a start and a finish since my last one. I talked about doing this in my last episode, but I wanted to start the Stitching with the Housewives Barnyard Bakery up on a pedestal to put into my kitchen decor up here in my kitchen, which is, I'm trying to do like country and farmhouse rather with farm animals because I love farm animals. We used to have 7 chickens when we lived in South Texas, and when we moved, we rehomed them. We tried to buy a house outside of an HOA so that we could have those animals, like farm animals, but it didn't work out this time, but I'm not complaining. We love this house and neighborhood, so I pray that in the future, when we do have to move, whenever that is again, that we can go somewhere with a little more land and space, because I'd like to have some chickens. And I think I have my husband convinced to at least have a cow, which is awesome. There is a friend of ours from our church has a piece of property right around the corner that is a farm, and Mama Cow just had her calf a couple weeks ago, so we've been stopping over there in the evenings lately trying to get a peek at her, but it's so hot here in South Alabama right now. She goes into this little area where we can't see her, and she's just hiding out in the shade basically because it's so hot. But anyway, here is my start and my finish. I have to fully finish it, but it's super cute. I love all the animals and the barn and the sunflowers, so it's very pretty. So I'm happy about that. I just need to fully finish it. So this is from Primrose Cottage Stitches, and this is Snowman 2023 by Lindsay, one of the sisters. And I was pretty close to finish last episode, but I am finished with it now, and now I just need to fully finish it. But it's really cute. I'm excited that she plans to make a snowman for each year. So this is on Mushroom Lugana 28 count with the called for DMC that is on the back of the chart. Very pretty. So I like how they finished it on this paddle, but I did not purchase the paddle, so I'm gonna have to come up with something on my own. I'd like to make it into an ornament, so I wouldn't want it on a paddle. So that is a finish that I need to fully finish. And now I'm going to show you my haul. Just a few things that I have picked up since I last saw you. So in the Facebook D-Stash groups, depending on if I want to save money or not, I kind of like try to stay out of them for a little while here and there, but I'm like, nope, I bought enough, I don't need to spend anymore. But I saw the Nativity by Country Cottage Needleworks, and that could be either considered Christmas or Sabbath stitching for me, so that's really cute. It's kind of a small picture, but it's really, really cute. I mean, you could even just do the bottom half and take the wording out to show Mary and Joseph and Jesus if you didn't want to do the whole thing. And then this is another one I got from D-Stash, which I think this could be out in your house all the time. It's again a Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's called Give Thanks. There we go. My favorite color is teal, so I really like those colors. Give thanks. That'd be a great piece for a house every day of the year. Let's see. I got the Spring ABCs by Little House Needleworks, which I believe I now have all of the seasons of these. I have not yet stitched any of them, but I do have plans to start the fall one soon. So that's a really cute piece. I really like that. Okay, let's see here. I got a couple of Heart and Hands, which is from the D-Stash page. These are Study Hard. I made a joke and I told my 18-year-old, I think you'll stitch these, so you remember to study hard. But she is not into cross stitching yet. I was trying and hoping that she would give it a try, but she's not very interested right now. But there's that one. And then this one actually came with a little piece of linen and the floss and the buttons. I'll show you. Well, they're not buttons, but I guess you have to sew them on. So it is the Love Sampler by Heart and Hand, which I think this is adorable. Here's the little buttons that you have to sew on, or yeah, use your floss. And it came with this piece of linen and several flosses that are gorgeous colors. Let me just line these up here for you. again, this was on the D-Stash page, and so I was very happy to say, yes, please, I'll take that. Hold on. Okay, I've got one more Little House needlework called Hands to Work. It says Hands to Work and Hearts to God, and I got this for a Sabbath stitch. I think that's adorable too for every day around the house. And last but not least, I like to go to antique shops when I have time here and there and just see what they have, and sometimes I see things that I like. And I got a Dritz brand Easy Hem. I was thinking it's old, but it may not be very old at all, but I paid $7 for this metal hemming helper, I'll call it, because obviously you fold the line of the fabric to a certain measurement so that you get the proper measurement all the way around, and this would slide in there and be able to iron right on top of it. So I've never hemmed anything, but I saw this and I thought it was pretty cool. So maybe I'll have something to hem in the future for my husband or one of the girls or something. So that was neat. I'd like to know how old it is. I don't know that it's very old though. So now I'm going to talk about some plans that I have. So last episode I gave you some fall patterns just to take a peek at for inspiration, but I have picked out 3 patterns from my stash and I've ordered some fabric and floss for them. So starting off with my oldest one, this was a gift for my oldest daughter at least a year ago, and it's been sitting in my stash. And this is rather full. Like, I have never done anything probably this much stitching all in one piece, because it, to me, it looks more like the, what is that called now? I can't think of the word. Where the whole thing is stitched in. I'll think of it later. It'll pop right into my head. But anyway, I think it's beautiful. The colors, I can't talk. The fall colors of the floss are amazing, and I grew up in upstate New York and I miss the fall a lot. So I have ordered a fabric from Fat Quarter Shop. It is not the exact called for one, but it looks pretty close. And I've also ordered the DMC, and there's a couple of week dye works that is on the back here. And I'm excited to get this at least started this year. I don't think I'll be able to finish it all, but it'll be a great start. So that is from Autumn Lane Stitchery, and the name of the pattern is Autumn Town. And the next 2 that I got, this one is from Bent Creek called Harvest, and I feel like it's appropriate for September, October, November-ish, because it's got the apple and the pumpkin and harvest, and you see how the word harvest is spelled out in the alphabet. It's super cute. I did not buy the called for colors from this. I figured I could borrow some of the same floss from this. I ordered the Autumn ABCs threads, which were all classic color works from Fat Quarter Shop, and this is by Little House Needleworks, Autumn ABCs, and I'm going to be using 28 count, either light taupe or mushroom. So yeah, and I figured these colors are very similar, so I'll probably pull from my stash from this or whatever DMC I have on hand. So those are my plans. I'm going to keep working on my WIPS that I had already, and this is a shorter video, but I want to try to come back maybe every couple of weeks now that my youngest is in school. I have a little bit more time. I can't promise though, because we all know what happens when we make plans and then we can't get to it. So I'm going to hope to try for every 2 weeks-ish. And that's all I have for y'all today, but I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're stitching on right now, and tell me the name of your favorite floss tube to watch, as well as a new one that you've watched recently. Okay? Y'all have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.